Hello, this is Arithmetic Quiz A. So the first question is 144 plus 823. So we can see here that we could just use place value, there's no regrouping required. If we did want to do column method, we could say 4 add 3 is 7, 4 add 2 is 6, and it's actually 40 add 20 is 60 because this is the tens column, so 6. Then this will be 100 plus 800 equals 900, so we're going to put 9. Number 2, 847 minus 425. So again, there's no regrouping here, so we can use place value. We can say 7 minus 5 would be 2, 4 minus 2 is 2, and 8 minus 4 is 4. We just need to be careful of the place value, the hundreds, tens, and ones. We haven't actually learnt specifically how to use column subtraction, but I know lots of you know it. So I'm going to show you on here. 7 minus 5 equals 2. 4 minus 2, so in the tens, 40 minus 20 is 20. So we put 2. And 8 minus 4, or 800 minus 400 is 400, so we'll put a 4. For number 3, there will be regrouping required because we can see that 7 add 4 in the ones is going to cross over into the tens. So 7 add 4 is 11. So in 11 there's 1 1 and 1 which goes over into the tens, 1 10. So 7 add 4 is 11. 5 add 3 is 8, add 1 more is 9, that's 9 tens. And then 3 add 2 equals 5. Let's look at another question. So 655 add 373. I'm going to use column method here. So 5 add 3 is 8. And then in the tens, 5 add 7, well, that's going to cross over into the hundreds. So 5 add 7 is 12, but it's actually 50 add 70 is 120. So in 120, we'll put 1 over into the hundreds and 2 for the two tens, 120. Then we have 6, add 3 is 9, add 1 more, 10. So 1 goes over into thousands and 0, 1028. Now here we're going to think about mental methods that we used earlier in the autumn term here. For 439, add 9. Now, we could do a column method, but we want to think about how we can use mental maths to find an efficient strategy. So there's 2 ways that we learnt here. We thought about rounding up the 9 up to 10, and then we would have to compensate. So 439 add 10 would be 449. But because we rounded up to 10, that's actually too much, so we need to take away 1 to compensate. 449 subtract 1 equals 448. Now, the other way we learnt was the think 10 method. So 439 add 9 we have. So we're going to regroup the 9 to first make 10 over here. So 9 and 1 makes 10, and then we have 8 more. So we regroup the 9 into 1 and 8. Because 439 add 1 makes 440, but then we need to add on the extra bit, which is 8, equals 448. We can see we got the same answer. Questions 6 and 7, we have times tables. So these are 5s and 2s are times tables that most of you have already learnt. So it's just to recap, 5 times 7 equals 35. Now, if we didn't know that, we could count in either 5s or 7s. Probably going to be easier to count in 5s 7 times to get 35. 2 times 8 is 16. Counting 2s, or think double 8 is 16. Now here, number 8, 618 minus 8. Now the reason I put this question is because we could do column method, but we want to think about efficient ways to calculate. So we can use our knowledge of place value here. We're not subtracting any tens or hundreds, we're only subtracting ones, 8 ones. So we only need to subtract from the ones. So take away 8, 600 stays the same, 10 stays the same, but there's no 8, it's going to be 610. For number 9, we have something minus 53 equals 459. So here, Missing number at the beginning, do the inverse and you're winning. So we want to do the inverse operation. So the inverse means the opposite. So the opposite to subtraction is addition. So we need to do 459 add 53 to get our answer. So I'm going to use column method. 459 add 53. So 9 add 3 is 12. The 1 goes over into the tens place. 5 add 5 is 10. Add 1 more, 11. So it's actually 50 add 50 is 100 plus 10 is 110. So it's 110. 1 goes into the hundreds. 1 goes into the tens. And 0 in the ones, 110. Then we have 4 add 1 is 5 to get the answer 512. Finally, we have 40 add 71 add 60. So here we want to look for complements to see a way to make it easier. So here we have got complements to 100. 40 and 60 pair together to make 100. So then it makes it much easier. We can just say 100 add the 71 equals 171. So that is the end of Arithmetic Quiz A.